Nonsense talking, top rope walking, ultimate Xing, serious flexing, never be vague with your boy Craig, and opinion mixing from Peter Nixon. Keep doing things in an impactful way. Bloody nonsense, as the Brits say. Talking bloody nonsense.
Yes, it's me. It's the MIC Craig, aka Mr. Impact, joined as always by the one and only Peter Nixon. This is Talking Bloody Nonsense right here on the TNA IW channel. It's a new week, it's a new Impact, but first things first. Nixon, how's it going?
Yeah, all good here. Got nothing really to report. We're filming during the day, where we usually do in the evening. So myself and Kate can go and watch Jurassic World at the cinema.
Very nice.
We're kind of big fans of the franchise, so it's our only opportunity over the next few weeks. So looking forward to that. But yeah, we're not a Jurassic World podcast. Let's talk about some Impact Wrestling.
Yeah, so on this show, as you can see somewhere on tap, we have Lady Frost, her request to be released, which is now being granted by Impact Wrestling. We're also going to talk about the free Chris Bay hashtag that's been starting on Twitter over the last few days, and then we're going to go straight into Against All Odds, which seems to have crept up out of nowhere, and then we'll go straight into predictions. But first things first. We decided to kind of scrap the re-preview, but we're going to give you a little preview of Impact this week. I'll just run down the card quickly. Yeah. It's Jordan Grace is facing Savannah Evans. We have I should have prepped. I did prep, but didn't forget the Impact scheduled up. I think
there's a big four-way division match, isn't there?
Yes, Laredo Kid. Yeah, Laredo Kid. And Chris Bear, I believe, is in it.
Yeah,
I think. We also have Knockouts action. Giselle Shaw taking on one half of Knockouts World Tag Team Champions in Rosemary, which more than likely creep up into this week's Against All Odds if Giselle is successful. And I believe that is that for Impact Live out so far. Let's just jump straight into what he talk about. Before that, let's take it over to those power rankings. Agree, disagree from last week's Impact Wrestling. It's time for the power rankings.
Number 10, Bullet Club. And number 9, BBD. Number 8, Tag Team Champions Team Ragnikok. Number 7, X Division Champion Mike Bailey. Number 6, Moose. Number 5, the HBAC Mia Yim. Number 4, World Champion Jordan Grace. Number 3, Sami Callihan. Number 2, Honor No More. And number 1, World Champion Josh Alexander.
And we're back. Now it's time to get into the main headline. It came out last week from a tweet from Lady Frost herself. She has officially requested her release from Impact Wrestling, and it's reportedly now been granted according to sources such as Inside the Ropes. Yeah, what's your take on this? I mean, wasn't there very long? Not a lot. Didn't really see a lot of her. Not that much happened. I think the biggest thing she had was probably her match against Deonna Purrazzo in the Champ Challenge. People, for a long time, people were clamoring for Impact to sign her. It came about. But I mean, it came as a surprise to most people. But what's your take on it? It certainly surprised me.
Yeah, I don't know all the circumstances behind her requesting her release. I know she hasn't been on TV ever since the Giselle feud. It feels like They had that great match on the pre-show for Sacrifice, and then we never really saw her again. I think she did the multiverse of matches as well. Yeah, it's all a bit out of nowhere, a bit like Against All Odds. It's a shame because she's so different from other female wrestlers. She's fit in perfectly in Impact Wrestling, in the Knockouts division and potentially the X division. She would have been a great asset there. We saw that when she did the Ultimate X match in January at Hard to Kill. Probably I'd say the highlight of her Impact career, as short-lived as it was. Yeah, I think it's unfortunate because she had a lot of potential and a lot of potentially a lot to give to the Impact Wrestling product. But yeah, I don't know the circumstances. Can you enlighten me?
Honestly, I have no idea either. I don't know if she was unhappy, but I don't think there's enough time for her to be unhappy with what's going on. For the amount of time she was there, she had some decent feuds, some great matches. Obviously, it was mainly on BTI, but it's still some great matches. I think, I don't know why, but as far as where she might go after or now, I think NWA, I think they're interested in her. They've had Victor Benjamin, her husband, on there quite a bit recently, and yeah, it's difficult. I mean, I haven't seen anything negative online, so it is a difficult one. What do you think? Where do you think? What do you think is next for Lady Frost, given her incredibly short run in Impact, which is certainly could be some unfinished business there with Impact. It's very short lived, surprisingly. Where do you think she could be headed next?
Well, yeah, like you say, I haven't seen any negative comments online. So maybe she can go away and come back and maybe work on, without a contract, just on a per appearance deal, like a lot of the people on the roster do. But yeah, the NWA would be perfect fit for her. I would say AEW. I think she'd be a great addition to their women's roster. But again, with their star power and the fact that they focus purely on people that they're bringing in from WWE, really. They did the Forbidden Door pay-per-view. I've nearly finished it. It was a great show. 5 hours of wrestling, one women's match. And I know you can make the excuse that it was a New Japan show as well, and they don't feature women's wrestlers. But considering, you could have put Jade Cargill on the show somewhere defending the TNT title. Surely you could have, gotten rid of Lance Archer versus Nick Comoroto and, put a women's match in there. Yeah. I've gone off on a tangent. It's a shocker.
What we do.
Yeah.
It's what we do.
Yeah. She'd be a good fit to that roster, but I don't think that'd be a good idea because she would just be lost in the shuffle on AEW Dark, as a lot of the people are. And considering her age, I think she's approaching 40. Pot kettle. But I would have thought WWE won't be interested in her purely because of her age. I know that's discriminatory and shouldn't happen, but that's just the way of the world. So maybe she, yeah, exactly. She can maybe do some tours of Mexico, the UK, Japan. I think she'd be a great fit for Stardom or Joshi,
yes.
Tokyo Joshi. The world is her oyster. We've used that phrase before for people departing Impact. But yeah, I wish her the best. It's a shame, massive loss to the women's roster. But if that's what she wants, then best of luck to her, and I hope it works out for her.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it is unfortunate because for a long time, fans wanted to see her signed to Impact Wrestling. and then it's official. She was a knockout. Had some great matches in such a short period of time, which is is a credit to her and Impact and the entire division. But yeah, it's a surprising one. Like I said, we don't know any of the details really. All we know is something. But she obviously wants a different challenge, or is there something going on inside Impact? Because a lot of people have been let go, or wanting to be let go, or just not re-signing. So it's begs the question whether we've been asking this question for a while though. Is there something bigger taking place in Impact where they would need to free up some money? And with the Good Brothers contract coming up, I think that could play a part in it. It's common knowledge they're on pretty decent money, so maybe that's a factor. I hope not, because I know a lot of Impact fans aren't the biggest fans of Go Brothers, and there's certainly more potential with Lady Frost, but hey, it is what it is, and like I said, she can go wherever she wants to and will be successful. So best of luck wherever she winds up. See you down the road.
Yeah, exactly. To talk about the Good Brothers very quickly, people haven't been enamored with their work, but they do command a big wage because of their star power, because of the New Japan crossover, because of the outside projects they're involved in. They do bring eyes to the product, and that's something that can't be overlooked.
No, I completely agree. It's they've got these star power for definite, and obviously we've talked about. We'll probably go into a bit more detail on the next show, but yeah, with the tag team titles now back around their waists, maybe they are sticking around. Who knows? Next, we go on, and try not to make the show too negative, but there's been a lot of interesting news. And over last weekend, a hashtag seemed to have been picked up. Hashtag free Chris Bay. And when I read into it, looked at all the tweets people were putting out there, people were saying that Chris Bay needs to be on TV more, which I have to agree.
Mm-hmm.
And also saying Impact are underutilizing him, and saying just that the Impact needs to release him so he can go on to bigger and better things. Essentially, it's an interesting one considering Chris Bay, recently put out a tweet of him and a young Ace Austin saying plotting their takeover of Impact. What's your take on this? Because it feels almost similar to the Free Killer Cross thing. Obviously, the situations are different, but I mean, some of the Impact fan base seems to be getting it going. It could have a lot of traction. What's your take on it? Chris Bay, is it really at that point where people need to start making a hashtag to try and get him released from a company? What's your thoughts?
It's laughable, really, that this hashtag has been started. I understand Chris Bay has a big fan base, rightly so. He's very, very talented, and we've mentioned it before. He is underutilized. He does eat the pin more often than not. Multi-man or just in singles, he doesn't pick up many wins. Yeah. And it is unfortunate. It's hard to take in sometimes, hard to accept. But we don't know what's going on behind the scenes. They might have big plans for him, especially now Ace is in Bullet Club. They could form a tag team, or they could tease some dissension and maybe do an X Division title match within Bullet Club. I think that would get a lot of people excited. So yeah, I mean, we haven't, apart from the one tweet that Chris Bay put out I can't remember exactly what it said. You might be able to help me out here, Craig.
It's along the lines of, I haven't been on TV in a long time. It's along those lines.
Yeah, and yeah, that's true. He hadn't been. It was an observation more so than get me out of my contract so I can go somewhere else and be on TV. Because where would he go? He'd go to New Japan or AEW, really, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
And the Lady Frost situation all over again.
Exactly.
Yeah, he'd be the same as Jake something and Rohit Raju and now Caleb Conley.
Yes, that's the unfortunate situation they find themselves in over there. Honestly, when I saw this hashtag, I thought, what has happened? Chris Bay was on TV a week ago. Yeah, it was the first time. Exactly. He did eat the pin, which, like you said, we've gone into that many times before. But to say it again, when you're in Bullet Club and you have the likes of Jay White and you're going up against the Motor City Machine Guns, there's only one person who's going to eat the pin on that one. And that is unfortunate because Chris Bay is super talented and, people talked about him, Ace, and a few others as like the next AJ and Christopher Daniels. I talked about on that level. So the fact that this started, it makes it, like I said, it reminds me kind of the Killer Cross situation. Obviously, it is different in the sense Killer Cross wanted out and was asking for more money. Well, that whole situation was just a mess. But I mean, come on, you don't need to start a hashtag trying to Impact aren't gonna see this hashtag and thought, oh yeah, let's push Chris Bay to the world title.
Yeah,
it's not gonna happen.
And they're also they're not gonna see the hashtag and think, oh, best release him then.
Exactly. Chris Bay is a star, and Impact can see that. It's just they've got a lot of people coming in and going out. Chris Bay isn't going to be the top guy throughout his entire run of Impact. You've got things change in wrestling so quickly.
Yeah, and it's not like he's lost in the shuffle because he is being featured. In the the rematch between the Beyblade, as we like to call them, and the Motor City Machine Guns. I believe, if I remember correctly, Chris Bay did pin one of the machine guns to win the match. Am I misremembering that?
No, I think he did. One of the many times they faced each other, I think he did pick up the the win.
Yeah. Instead of Jay White, who is the current IWGP Heavyweight Champion. He is the former X Division champion. It's not like he hasn't done anything in Impact. And it's not like he's not going to do anything again.
No.
As long as he's under contract, he will be used. Might be periodically, and he might eat the pin on occasion. But yeah, he still can do a lot for the company. There's still matches for him to have. Dream opponents.
Yeah, and you mentioned if they'd release him, where would he go? And if we went to AEW, he would certainly be lost in the shuffle. If he was a signed New Japan talent, he would be lost in the background of the Bullet Club. But he will be featured, but as a member of the Bullet Club, and maybe he'll get a run as the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion, or maybe he'll be a Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Champion. That's really all I can think of how that could go. Obviously, we don't know, but New Japan have such a stacked Junior Heavyweight division, and AEW, they're featuring so many people at once. You just can't see them finding room for Chris Bay. I mean, of course there is WWE, but it'd be on NXT 2.0, whatever it is now.
Hmm.
So it's a difficult one, but I think to try and whoever started this hashtag, come on, it doesn't. You don't need this. It doesn't need to be this. Chris Bay is an Impact signed talent. He will be featured more. It's just you can't expect everything at once.
Also, put yourself in Chris Bay's shoes, and you see this hashtag. You must be so embarrassed because if you're happy in Impact, which I can only assume he is, and you see this hashtag, you think, oh, what are my fans thinking? Putting something like that out there.
Yeah, I mean, there are times where people have set this hashtag because a talent is, it's particularly when it comes to WWE with the Free Ali hashtag.
Mm.
That makes more sense in this one because Ali wants to be gone from WWE.
It was very
and
public.
He isn't being used.
Yeah, he went public on Twitter and said, "I have asked for my release." We all know it wasn't granted, so Free Ali makes sense.
Exactly. Chris Bay is probably just a bit miffed that he hasn't been on TV in a while, but he's coming back on TV. He's still part of Bullet Club and has had matches for the World Championship multiple times. He's been in the X Division title matches on the biggest pay-per-views for Impact. Chris Bay has been featured heavily. It's just, and he's part of Bullet Club for crying out loud. He's been X Division champion, Transport World champion, and added to Bullet Club. I say that's a pretty decent run so far, which is only going to improve from this point.
Definitely.
So just take it, chill a bit, take your time. It will happen. He will be. He is coming back onto TV, and I'm sure Impact have plans. So just chill out a bit. Wait and see what happens because wrestling is wrestling. It like I said, everything changes so quickly in wrestling. I mean, you've only got to look at the Hurt Business. That came around when as quickly as it started.
Yeah.
But now it wouldn't. In today's landscape, it wouldn't fit in as well. So just take your time and see what happens. Impact. I've said it before, but Impact have earned the benefit of the doubt when it comes to their booking. They may take it in one direction, look like they're going in one direction, take it in a completely other direction, but 9 times out of 10, they knock the nail on the head, and it works. So, yeah, just wait and see. Now, we're going to go on to Against All Odds, which is coming up this Friday, so Saturday. I mean, considering Slammiversary was a week and a half ago, about that.
Yeah.
And now we have Against All Odds on Impact Plus / Ultimate Insiders and Fight TV. And yeah, the card so far looks good, as Plus Special usually does. We'll take it match by match and give our thoughts, and then in the final 10, we'll give our predictions for what we think would happen. Let's go with the match that's most recently been announced. It's a Knockouts tag team match. Mia Yim and Mickie James take on Chelsea Green and Deonna Purrazzo. Then we follow that up with a Knockouts World Title match. Jordynne Grace defending against Tasha Steelz in her rematch. Sami Callihan is taking on Moose in a Clockwork Orange House of Fun match with Raven in the building. Then we also have another 10-man tag featuring Honor No More. This time they're taking on James Storm, the Good Brothers, and what was supposed to be the Briscoes. Obviously now Briscoes out, injured. So it's two competitors to be announced. And then main event, Josh Alexander defends the World Championship against Joe Doring. So we'll start off with the Knockouts tag match. We'll see announced on Impact social media, but I know a lot of people are excited to see Chelsea Green and Diona team up and be a real team for this one against Mickey James and Mia Yim.
Mm.
Are you excited for it? What's your how you feeling on this one?
I think it should be a great tag team match. I'm interested to finally see Diona and Chelsea as a team. And even more tag teams to be added to the roster of the Knockouts tag team division. It's been long overdue, and I think because they are mates in real life, aren't they? I think they're each other's maids of honor.
Yes.
Dinky, what are you doing over there? Come on, silly dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it'll be an interesting tag team match. Good to see Mickey James back in the fold. I think Mia Yim is fantastic. So yeah, looking forward to this one. I think if they're gonna, we'll do predictions in a bit. Come on, Dinky, come on, come on.
Yeah, I mean,
go. Sorry, Craig.
I was just gonna say it's this tag team of Chelsea and Diona. Kind of knew it would eventually happen when Chelsea first arrived. Obviously, Diana's been great as a singles competitor, and as a tag team wrestler, I think this could be fun. It could be a lot of fun. I mean, I'm sure everyone watching knows I'm not the biggest Chelsea Green fan. Diana, kind of knew it would eventually happen when Chelsea first arrived. Obviously, Diana's been great as a singles competitor, and as a tag team wrestler, I think this could be fun. We love it. I mean, I'm sure everyone watching knows I'm not the biggest Chelsea Green fan, but the work she's been doing right now was, the major players and all of that. But clock for the recording has just gone back to 24 seconds, so I have no idea what time we're on. But
29, 52, 53, 54.
There we go.
Yeah.
Anywho, that can be edited. Or if not, they have a little behind the scenes thing.
Yeah.
As far as the tag match goes, I'm all for it. Mia Yim and Mickey James should be a great team. Chelsea and Diona, they already have a good friendship. Exactly what the in-ring chemistry is like. I know they used to team kind of on the NXT house shows, so they've got experience there.
Yeah,
and it's nice to have a team that's a friendship as well as a tag team among the Knockouts tag team division. So I'm all for that. And Mia Yim and Mickey James is going to be a great team either way. But do you think we will be getting the Knockouts tag match of Giselle and Tennille versus versus Ragnarok? You think that's going to happen? If Giselle beats Rosemary?
Yeah, I think that makes a lot of sense. I think Giselle will defeat Rosemary on Impact tonight, and then go on for them to challenge for the tag belts against all guys. I think that makes the most sense, doesn't it?
Yeah, kind of has to at this point. I mean, I imagine they were going to do a straight rematch, but unfortunately, Madison Rayne has suffered from a broken nose, a pretty severe broken nose to boot.
Yeah.
So I think it makes a lot of sense. Then, of course, we had the Knockouts World Championship. Jordynne Grace, this is Tasha Steelz. Jordan is facing Savannah Evans tonight. From what it's confusing because from what I gathered from Tasha's promo was that Tasha will only have the match if Jordan beats Savannah, but the match has been announced. It's confusing. I must have misunderstood Tasha's promo. I thought that was where this is coming from.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's a difficult one, but this match itself should be a good one.
Yeah. Looking forward to it. I think Jordan is just incredible. Again, I say it every week. Conversation for best in the world. She has to be in it. So
Absolutely.
you know, I remember watching her matches with Tessa Blanchard and with Tennille Dashwood, and you know, people that 'cause, I mean, she's not a tall lady, Jordan Grace, but you know she's jacked, and to see her, you know, throwing around women that are smaller than her, it just makes for a good dynamic and makes for a good match. And you know, Tasha's going to have to do some dastardly things to try and get one over on Jordan. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It should be a fun, interesting dynamic for a match, not just formulaic throwaway. You know, a match that is actually engaging, and yeah, looking forward to it.
Yeah, I agree. And you know, with Jordan, Jordan being Knockouts World Champion again, as she previously mentioned that during her last run, she didn't get to enjoy it as much as she hoped, and obviously, within a few months, we were in a worldwide lockdown and no one could be at shows. So she lost the title. So I'm excited to see this reign. So we'll get into predictions in the final 10, but I think it's pretty clear who's going to win this one.
Yeah,
but Jordan Grace, yeah, she's phenomenal, and Tasha now hopefully. I think after this one, I think Tasha and Savannah should focus on the Knockouts tag titles. I think, like I think it was either you or Alec who said last week to keep Tasha out of the Knockouts World title picture for a little bit. So I agree. You know, I think Tasha and Savannah in the tag team division would be great.
Yeah,
especially as Savannah doesn't really get a lot of in-ring time lately. I mean, she's on the digital media exclusive is Alicia versus Savannah Evans on YouTube right now. I mean, I haven't checked it out yet, but I probably will after we finish up here. But yeah, Jordan Grace, Knockouts World Champion, defending against Tasha Steelz in a rematch. Excited for it. It's going to be the Knockouts division is the best division in wrestling, so we know it will deliver. Now, the match, yeah, I'm most excited about is Clockwork Orange House of Fun. Sami Callihan versus Moose, and it was an Impact social media team that Raven will be in attendance for this match. I mean, holy shit! Like, do you think it will be the full setup with like the one side of the cage, and then obviously the chains of God knows what wrapped around? It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a while since we've had a Clockwork Orange House of Fun match, and I'm honestly surprised they're able to get away with calling it Clockwork Orange. They don't have the rights to that movie title, but yeah, fair play to them. You know, I know they've just called House of Fun match, Raven's House of Fun match before, which that's fine. But yeah, it's just a really interesting match type, isn't it? I think they're going to go all out. I think they'll have a side of the cage, the post with the chains going along with weapons hanging off it. Yeah. I mean, their match at Slammiversary, Moose and Sammy, was fantastic. We talked about it last week. It was divisive amongst our conversation. But I'm looking forward to seeing what else they can do in Clockwork Orange House of Fun. It might be a bit soon after their Slammiversary match to be doing something like this, but it's going to make for an awesome match and add to a show that really has the potential to be, outstanding.
Yeah, agreed. And with this House of Fun match, I mean, it was supposed to be on the TNA throwback show they supposed to have a few years WrestleMania weekend. So it was supposed to feature then, but obviously it couldn't because that ongoing global bastard.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I agree. Maybe it is a bit too quick after having a Monsters Ball, but I honestly thought generally wanted the Clockwork Orange House of Fun match at Slammiversary. I thought that would have been different than just having a regular Monsters Ball. But I'm all for it.
I don't
know what
Raven has just had some sort of surgery, so that's why he wasn't at Slammiversary, or he couldn't be there. I think I don't know, for sure, but I guess he's all fit for Against All Odds.
Yeah, I mean, I wonder what part Raven will play in this match, whether it be being a enforcer or just like sat at ringside just watching it. I don't know. It would be interesting to see what part Raven plays. What do you think? What kind of part do you think Raven will play in this one?
Do you remember the first ever Clockwork Orange House of Fun match on TNA? It was Raven versus Sandman, and the referee was Kevin Sullivan.
Yes, he drew the stripes on him.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I think it'd be a lot of fun to have Raven as the referee, if he's physically able. If not, as some sort of enforcer or timekeeper, I think that'd be great. Just to have him present is going to be awesome.
Yeah, Raven is excellent. See, I've always wanted this match to happen. Sammy versus Raven. Probably never will, but that's, in terms of hardcore wrestling, that's a match I want to see. But it probably never will. I don't know what kind of state Raven's in terms of wrestling ability anymore.
Yeah, I don't think he's physically capable of having the match that Sammy would want to have. So I don't think we'll see it anytime soon.
Nah, it's unfortunate, but we know Sammy and Moose are gonna just tear into each other, and Sammy, Sammy can do some crazy stuff in this match. With Raven as like a mentor to him, I think it's going to be so much fun. And I cannot wait to see it.
If you listen to Raven's podcast, The Raven Effect.
No, I haven't. No, it's on my list, but never get around to it.
There's not enough time in the day, is there?
No, it's too many podcasts.
I've listened to a few episodes, and it is very entertaining. He's such a genius, and he's so funny. But he's on another level intellectually, well, certainly than me. But everyone else, he's so clever, so smart.
Yeah, I mean, you can kind of see it in obviously how his character used to be. So it's all good. I just wonder if Jade Chung's going to be there, because unless I'm mistaken, I don't think she likes him very much.
Okay.
When Josh and Jade did the thing on Impact Plus, whether they're watching old episodes of Impact and pay-per-views, Jade isn't the biggest Raven fan, so I wonder if I doubt she'll be there. I'm not sure how Josh is, but I know Jade isn't a big fan of Raven.
Maybe they had some run-ins back in the day.
Maybe, but either way, this match is going to slap, and I can't wait to watch it, because I do like hardcore wrestling. When done right, and these two can do it right. So then we have yet another 10-man tag team match. James Storm and the Good Brothers and two other competitors will take on Honor No More of Eddie Edwards, Kenny King, Matt Taven, Mike Bennett, and Vincent. Yeah, 10-man tag, another one. What's your feelings on this one? It must be great because it's Honor No More, but it's another 10-man tag.
Yeah, it would be cool to see Honor No More outside of these multi-man tags. To see OGK have some tag team matches. Obviously we saw Kenny King in Ultimate X, and we've seen PCO do no end of stuff as a singles wrestler. But we need to see Eddie on his own more. And who am I missing? Vincent. We need to see more of him singularly on
Yeah.
these big shows. We can't just have Honor No More as a 5-man unit every time out, because it gets old, and it's starting to get old. We know the match is going to be fantastic, but we've seen it a few times now.
Yeah.
With regard to their opponents, we know it's James Storm and Gallows and Anderson, and we've got another surprise, another two mystery tag team partners.
Yeah.
You know, it's very similar to what they did at Slammiversary, but
Right, but this time it's 2.
yeah, I have no idea. I can't even
That
begin to fathom who they can bring in for this 10-man tag.
exactly. It is difficult because, you know, they could go the easy option and go with machine guns, but I think we've seen that a bit too much now.
Yeah.
And plus, they would have announced it already. Well, I mean, if they announced it this week that it's machine guns, okay, it's cool. It'd be good, but I think we've seen that a bit too much.
Mm.
It's obviously not going to be Chris Harris.
No.
It
Is it going to be
is
Jason
difficult.
Richards again?
I doubt it this time. I don't. I mean, I genuinely don't know. I can't see it being, obviously when it's the last time it was with a mystery partner opponent, we thought it'd be someone from WWE. Probably not going to be for against all odds there.
Mm.
So I think we can rule that side of stuff out.
Yeah.
But
where is Against All Odds? Is it Vegas? No, they're in Atlanta, aren't they?
that's it. Yeah.
Right.
ATL.
It could be a couple of local, Georgians. It could be a couple of guys from MLW, because that working relationship is now in effect. Sammy Callahan appeared at Battle Riot over the weekend. So
Nice.
I'm plucking this out of thin air. What about the Von Erichs?
I would love that, but I don't think it'll get as big a reaction as say. I can't even think. I really don't know any MLW tag teams.
Enzo's there.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Or
Hammerstone.
Yeah, Fatu.
Oh, and then Josh and Fatu are working at Ric Flair's last match.
Yeah, so maybe, but I just don't know. It is a difficult one. It really is. But as far as the 10-man tag things go, have this one fine, but then give it a break.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think Honor No More have had a singles style match at any pay-per-view since they've been with Impact, minus PCO.
Yeah, OGK were in the tag gauntlet at Rebellion.
Okay. Yeah, it is. It's I think to give it a break after this one, but obviously last week when Impact started, we had a little teaser about Eddie and PCO and not being happy with him picking up the pin.
Mm.
I mean, we said before, but is it time for PCO to be gone from Honor No More? He's too much of a face now.
Yeah, definitely. I think whoever the mystery partners are, I think PCO eats another pin Against All Odds, and it starts his removal from the group, so he can go and do his own thing.
PCO isn't featured in this match.
And I have no idea. I have no idea what's going to happen.
We've got Eddie, Kenny King, Matt Taven, Mike Bennett, and Vincent.
Interesting that they wouldn't the PCO. Maybe they've got a singles match for him.
Yeah, hopefully. But don't know who against yet. But it'd be fun either way. But yeah, then we have the main event. Surprised a lot of people, but it's Josh Alexander taking on Joe Doring for the Impact World Championship. I mean, Joe Doring is an interesting pick, but how do you feel on it?
Right.
Be Joe Doring's first singles loss if he loses.
Which he will. I mean, they're not going to take the title off Josh against all odds, and certainly not going to put it on Joe Doring. I might be wrong, but I just can't see it. The more I've thought about this match, because initially I thought, well, we've seen it. We've seen it on Impact like 3 or 4 weeks ago. But the more I think about it, it does make sense. Because technically Joe won that match. I think it was by DQ.
Yeah, the Josh hit with the flag, so yeah.
Yeah, that's right. They're trying to keep the Violent by Design group featured and relevant. So it does make sense that Joe would be the next challenger, in a storyline capacity. It's just that not that interesting of a match. But
right.
If this was Bound for Glory and they were going with this main event, I'd be in uproar. But it's against all odds. You can kind of let this one slide. They're going to work hard. They're going to try and produce the best match possible. But yeah, I'm not that bothered about it. It's just, I think, because it's so predictable.
Yeah, that's the thing. It does take. Was not much shine on this match to begin with, but what little shine it does have, it's diminished by the fact it's pretty obvious who's going to win this one. But we know they're going to hit each other hard. We know they're going to put on a fight, and it can only help Josh look good as a world champion. So I'm all for it. Maybe I don't know, but I'm assuming this will finish off the Violent by Design feud of Josh Alexander. Kind of has to. He's beating all 3 of them then.
Yeah.
So
yeah, you're right. The only positive that can come out of this match is if Josh looks dominant over a big opponent.
Yeah.
If he puts them away in not quick fashion, but convincingly.
Yeah. And, to take Joe Doring's unbeaten record away from him and got Karen as world champion. No, that's a big thing.
Yeah. I don't think enough has been made of this this unbeaten streak. Like it's never really mentioned on commentary. If they can, keep it at the forefront of the viewer's mind throughout this match, then the dynamic works.
I mean, truthfully, I don't think Impact even realized until like a few weeks ago that crap, he hasn't been pinned yet. I don't think they quite realized. It's the same with James Storm's 1000th match. I don't think they realized it until someone put a tweet out about it. So,
thing with the Undertaker at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was WrestleMania 18, and he wrestled Ric Flair. And after the match, he did this and held up 10 fingers. And Jerry Lawler said, "He's 10-0." And I think Michael Hayes said, "Holy shit, the Undertaker's never lost at WrestleMania."
Yeah, it became a big thing. Yeah.
Yeah. It took him getting 10-0 to realise that he's on the streak.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, Wrestling Wars looks fun, and I guess we'll take it to the final 10 now. I assume we're on time. But
we're 52 minutes.
There we go.
It's spot on, yeah.
Let's take it over to the final 10. Yes, it's back, and yeah, we'll go into our predictions for Against All Odds. We'll start off with Mia and Mickie James, which is Chelsea Green and Deonna Purrazzo. I'm going with Mia and Mickie.
Okay.
HBI country. I think
What they call it? HBI country. That's
HBI country.
fantastic.
I wish I could take credit with Mickey James.
I like that a lot.
HBI country.
I'm writing
I
that
think
in your column.
cool. I think that's. I want them to, but even though part of me does believe Chelsea and Diana will win, I just want to see Mickey and Mia win. Who have you got for this one?
Yeah, I'd be fine with Mia and Mickey winning, but I don't think they will. I've put Diana and Chelsea.
Yeah, I don't think they've got a tag team name yet, but I think they did have NXT, but I'm not sure.
You need to do something with Hot Mess and Virtuosa. Merge them somehow.
Yeah,
No, doesn't really work.
it's no tag team name there yet, but
Never mind.
yeah. Yeah, I think I want to see Mickey and Mia win. So you're going with Chelsea and Diana.
Yeah.
Do you wanna we assume that it will be Giselle and Tennille taking on Rosemary and Havoc. Should we add that in or wait until we know it's official?
Yeah, I think let's add
it in.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, simple enough. Ragnarok.
Yeah. I can't see. I can't see any other outcome really.
No.
Taya has been killing it recently. She's racking up all the championships. She's she put a photo on Twitter. I don't know if you saw it. Covered in blood, having just won the XPW Women's Championship. She's the AAA Reina de Reinas champion, as we know. She's the Impact Knockout Tag Team champion. She's also the MLW featherweight champion.
Featherweight women's champion, yeah.
Yeah. So, good on her. Another female belt collector.
Yes, on a proper belt collector run now.
Yeah.
And what else she's going to pick up on the way.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah, simple enough on that prediction. And I imagine it'll be simple on this one as well, but we'll go for it anyway. Jordynne Grace, Tasha Steelz, Knockouts World Championship. I don't see Jordynne losing. So it's Jordynne retains over Tasha Steelz. Sorry, Tasha.
Yeah, Alex said last week the Tasha experiment was a failure. I don't know if that's 100% true, but she didn't quite connect as I thought she would as the Knockouts champion. So, I agree. Keep the belt on Jordynne. Keep Tasha away from the belt for a little bit. Maybe put her in the tag team division with Savannah. And then you can always come back to her. She has that. She's a rightful challenger at any point. So there's always. You still there?
Yep. So yeah.
I had a bit of a blackout then. I don't know what happened. Yeah. We're still recording.
TNA.
Fire Russo. Yeah, I can't see Jordynne losing this one.
No. With Tasha, I think being Knockouts champion helped her a lot, but it's time to move on from that now. It, like I said, it didn't connect and land as people thought it would, but it happened. A decent run, helped her a lot, and can only get better from here. So yeah, I agree. Jordynne Grace for the victory.
Yeah, totally agree.
Next, however, we go on to the Clockwork Orange House of Fun, and I say Moose wins this one, and they tie up the series to go for another match. Even though I'm not sure where it could head after this. They've gone from Monsters Ball to House of Fun. I don't know what the next step is afterwards, but I think this is going to be a series, and I think Moose equalizes on this one.
Yeah, I agree. I think Moose gets his win back. If it is going to be a series, it ties 1-1. The next logical match is Barbed Wire Massacre, but I just can't see Moose being up for that. It would seem like a race in a barbed wire match.
Yeah, I mean, of course, I suppose there is the option of a steel cage. Like there was the Wolf Creek cage match the Hardys and Decay had.
Oh yeah,
It could go something like that, maybe.
Yeah, some sort of like a death machine cage match or something.
Yeah, some gimmick cage match. Yeah,
Yeah,
I think that could be where I could head. So we agree both on Moose picking up the win on this one. Okay. Now it's that 10-man tag match. James Storm, the Go Brothers, and 2 competitors to be announced versus Honor No More's Eddie Edwards, Kenny King, Matt Taven, Mike Bennett, and Vincent. I've pretty much gone against Honor No More on every match they've had. But this time, I think they pick up the win. I think Honor No More win here.
I don't agree with you. I think Honor No More loses again, and it will start to splinter the group. I think it's time. Yeah, time to break them up and see what they can do separate from each other.
Okay, that's fair. I mean, as far as I'm aware, Mike Bennett is happy with Impact and is happy to split his time between NWA and Impact. So maybe something hasn't happened there. He did forgot to mention it last week, but Bennett did come out in his Miracle gear at Slammiversary, and I saw his tweet saying that how when he was the Miracle, that was the lowest point in his life, but now he's closed that door, and so fair play to him for owning it.
I saw the tweet he put out about, it was his lowest point in his life. He had a real bad drink problem.
Yeah.
So yeah, for him to get closure on that part of his career was very important and very commendable. So yeah, time to move on as Mike Bennett, part of OGK.
Yeah, I think I wouldn't be mad if they won the tag team titles. I think they're a better option right now than the Good Brothers. No disrespect to the Good Brothers, but they're just there. They're entertaining, but as tag team champions, seen it before. Not sure what can get from here, but we are on the 10-man tag team match, and I do think Honor No More pick up the win because they're starting to need it. I think it can go a couple more weeks without a major win, but I don't see it happening right now. I think they will win this one.
Sometimes a loss does even more in a storyline capacity for you than a win, and I think if they lose, it can work in Honor No More's favour in terms of the individuals of Honor No More.
Oh yeah, sure. But I mean, so if it did, I just don't see what they do with Vincent. I don't know where Vincent will go if Honor No More split up. It's a difficult one.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, the automatic thought would be to put him with PCO as a team, or have them feud with each other.
That's a fair shout.
PCO be the monster that Vincent can't control.
Yeah, I can see that working. And it's also for me, I just realised Eddie Edwards, like the whole reason he turned heel was to join Honor No More because he was fed with Impact. Now he's no Honor No More. Can he still be that pissed off with Impact? Because they'll be paying his wages now.
Mm-hmm. I think Eddie would be absolutely fine. there's still avenues he can explore as the villain against, the establishment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fair enough. But yeah, I can just picture on and more on this one, but who knows?
Yeah.
They haven't. I don't know if they've won a 10-man tag. I don't know if they've won a 10-man tag.
They might not have done.
And didn't Scott D'Amore call it their specialty the other week?
I didn't hear what you said then. Sorry, Craig.
Didn't Scott D'Amore say the 10-man tag was on and more specialty last week?
Yeah.
I think he did.
Yeah.
I don't. I have to go back and check, but I don't think they've won a 10-man tag. Any Hughes. It'd be cool to see James Storm and the Good Brothers team up. I think, quite got good chemistry, it seems.
Yeah.
Pity's not the Briscoes, but obviously we made it. We spoke about it a bit, and that they're probably done with Impact for a while now. Hopefully not forever, because I do want to see them back, and to have them work their way back up for the tag team divisions. I'm all for that. Then let's go to the main events. I mean, again, I think it's pretty obvious. We spoke a little bit more in depth than earlier, but Josh Alexander retains the World Championship over Joey Doring. I don't think it goes any other way. Joey Doring can put up a fight, but there's no way Josh is not going. There's no way Josh is dropping it to Joe Doring at against all odds. It's just not going to happen.
No, yeah, there's only one winner here, Josh Alexander, all day long. I do want to pick your brain about the X Division Championship, because as we mentioned earlier, there's a 4-way on Impact tonight: Steve Macklin, Laredo Kid, Chris Bay, and Trey Miguel. And I can only assume the winner goes on to face Speedball Mike Bailey at against all odds.
Yes.
So what are your thoughts on that?
I genuinely don't know. You could have Trey Miguel win and challenge. That would be a decent starter to Speedball X Division title reign. Of course, Ace has the automatic rematch, but I don't know if he'll use it. Laredo Kid at special Impact plus specials tends to have great matches in and around the X Division title.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's it. I think if they want to go safe and they know they can guarantee, they can guarantee a good match with anyone in this match. But the Laredo Kid knows what he's doing when it comes to this on specials to make the champion look great.
That's the direction I would. Laredo Kid. We know they have good chemistry, Laredo and Speedball.
Yeah.
I think it'd be a hell of a match.
Yeah.
Against all odds.
Yeah, I think that's more where I'm more leaning towards as well. I think we do get Laredo, Speedball, and Speedball will win.
Oh yeah, Speedball retains all day long.
Yeah, it's just. I mean, Impact are literally sport for choice here of who they want to have Speedball have a banger with. But take anyone, and it could be match of the night easily.
Yeah.
So, I mean, just throw a dart wherever it lands on, have a good match.
Yeah.
But I did think Laredo Kid will pick up the win on.
I think that's good for Laredo to be featured, because he's not always on TV, and if he is, he's usually losing. So it'll be fun for him to get a big win and be in a prominent match on it against all odds.
Right. And Laredo did just lose the AAA Latin American Championship as well. Or
right.
Cruiserweight, whichever one you want. He's Cruiserweight. Yes, he was Cruiserweight, and
Black Taurus
was the Latin American. Yeah. But Laredo Kid did just lose his title, and so did Black Taurus as well.
Oh right. Do you know who losing to?
I want to say it was Johnny Impact, but I don't think it was.
Okay.
Have a quick look. See.
It's not important. Look it up.
Yeah, I think it might be Vikingo. I think I saw him with all 3 titles.
Oh, right.
I think it might be Vikingo.
He's bloody good.
Yeah.
Go.
So
I think AEW will snatch him up.
Yeah, I wish Impact would. I mean, especially after his matches with TJP a few years ago. Like, should have signed him then and there. But hey, is what it is. Oh no, Laredo Kid is still the AAA Cruiserweight World Champion, and Black Taurus is Latin American Champion. But I swear I saw a picture. Maybe not then. I swear I saw a picture with someone holding all the AAA titles. It might have just been a fan or something. Who knows? Yeah. But yeah, you have it. Our predictions, which of course will go to the predictions board for the pre-show of Mothership with Jeff just before Against All Odds airs. It's cool they're dusting off the Against All Odds pay-per-view name. I always enjoyed it. And there you have it. You can let us know your predictions in the comments. You can let us know what you thought about anything you saw or heard on this show today. Of course, go check out everything we've done before. Go Power Rankings with Datir and Bert. Of course, every Sunday with Max and Jeff. Every Monday, that Impact Zone, where you go for all the free agencies and everything happening in terms of talent and impact. TBN vlogs, more to come from this time coming soon, will be my trip to Kamikaze Pro. A phenomenal show. And you get to see the full clip of Lana Austin battering my sign.
Absolutely brilliant.
Thanks for that.
Very entertaining.
Very fun times. And so much more from our trip to Kamikaze. There's TBN chats dropping soon. Mark Adams, we've got more to come. Chatting with loads of people. Anyone you want to see, let us know, of course. Do the whole thing. Follow us here, there, everywhere.
Regarding TBN chats, like we were talking about before we came on the air, we've got a very fun one coming up. I won't spoil it. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to this one. It's going to be fascinating.
Yeah. No, well, that's what will come soon. Maybe, hopefully by Friday, we'll get it announced. And so you can just find out who that is. Great guest, as always. But yes, that has been a podcast. This has been a podcast. I've been the MIC. He's been Nixon. I'll continue to be Nixon. Until next time, goodbye, my friends. TNA.